How was it today?
Good, good. They came back, bounced back good. Energy was good. Excitement about obviously this game and some of the progress that we're making. So yeah, really, really good practice.
With Charlie Strong changing titles and responsibilities down there, what does that do to you as a coordinator in preparing?
You've got to be ready to make some in-game adjustments. They may change some, they may not. And we're obviously not going to know that ahead of time. So you've got a game plan, based on what you've seen, based on what you can do well, and be ready to adjust.
Alvarez said today that his fingerprints are already all over that defense.
Mm-hmm.
So you expect really, is it really have to change your preparation that much because you know his history and they are running pretty much what he did as a coordinator?
Yeah. I mean that's no doubt. I mean as a head coach, I'm sure he was already very involved in it. Anyways, and would probably only sign off on something that he agreed with running anyways. But if it did change our preparation, I wouldn't say either way. So.
What about the chances of Alvarez to play, and what do you see up front as your combination of guys that you think you might be able to go with?
Well, the good and bad is we've worked about 10 different combinations, so we're gaining some confidence in the fact that we can, interchange those guys if we have to. Alex Dalton worked, backup center all week, and then the second play of the game, he's in there, or second series of the game, he's in there at right guard. And so those guys did a great job last week of having to play different positions. Alvy's, progressing nicely. We think there's a good shot that we'll have him this week. But those other guys are progressing too. So now it's, we've got to settle in on a lineup, and to our guys' credit, they've made it, tough on us as far as making decisions because we've got a lot of guys that have played well. So we just.
Evans back yet?
Yeah, Bobby's doing good.
Any idea who you'll be able to go with at this point?
Not yet. We've got to see how some of these guys, how some of those guys progress health-wise. I think that'll clarify itself more in the next 2 days.
Lincoln, not many teams have that kind of depth in the offensive line. That was something that Coach Beanbo was striving for. It looks like he got there. I mean, you guys have a number of guys you can go with.
It's paid off so far. I don't know that we had this much adversity or this many injuries or whatever the entire year last year up front, and our guys have dealt with it. We've handled it through a demanding early schedule, and I think they've been the strongest part consistently of our offense so far, and have just total expectations, regardless if we have a few more injuries or this or that, total expectations that they'll continue to get better and better.
What was he able to do today, and do you have any concern that knee will be a possible issue?
No concern. We held him out precautionary. He's more just sore than anything. I don't think there's any limit. If we would have played a game today, he would have been out there swinging.
What's it like to have Dede back fully healthy?
It's good. That's good. One of the things you don't want to talk about but was painfully obvious to us early this year, and so the bye week did him in particular a lot of good, and you saw some of those results that he can be a game breaker. Although I think every one of us would have scored on that one, maybe I don't know that it mattered there, but except for Dean, I don't know about Dean, but no, he's having that guy that can win those one-on-one matchups, that can give you a presence over the top is invaluable for us right now, and it made a big difference Saturday.
What about the quality? Go ahead, James.
Lincoln, talk about the Texas defense, and even Charlie comes in, he's been on top of the defense the entire time. So what do you expect to see out of them on Saturday?
Probably the usual Texas defense that you see in this game, and this game's different, and as much as I'd heard about it, I learned that last year. It's a different game. There's a ton behind it. They will, I would fully expect them to play very, very well. They're obviously incredibly talented, always are, and do create a lot of problems for you, and they'll be a great challenge.
What about the quality of athlete compared to TCU, to Texas versus TCU? How do you evaluate that?
Yeah, a little more working knowledge of TCU just because we just saw them in person. But quality of athlete-wise, there's not many that Texas is going to take a back seat to. They've got, they look great in the uniform coming out, big, pretty D linemen, long, athletic guys. They have some really, really good players that really jump out on tape.
What did you learn about this game, this rivalry, by last year's experience?
I mean, every school, I guess you'd say, has their rivalry games, but maybe this one, that you can throw out anything you've seen before, records, history, all that. It's just its own animal, and it's like its own season, all in one. I learned about that. Learned some things, preparation-wise, for our guys, mentality-wise, that we've talked to them about. So, I think everybody have a little bit better idea, at least going in this year.
Anything surprised you about it last year? Just because there's so much uniqueness about it.
Yeah,
Split 50,
I mean,
50 the fair.
just the intensity of the game's hard to explain to somebody who hasn't been there. There's every single snap is just, such a battle, and the atmosphere is unique. I mean, everything about it's just a little bit different. You just don't get it every day. So yeah, there was quite a bit that I guess you'd say.